Yeah, we still got a couple more days of game planning. We still got a couple more days of practice here, so we just fine tuning everything, putting new things in, and just trying to make sure we sharp as can be come Sunday.
Jarvis, a lot of the talk throughout camp now is about putting last year behind you. Doesn't matter. But also at the same time, how much does how last year ended, considering you're opening up with Kansas City, fuel what you guys want to accomplish this year?
Yeah, I mean, I think last year we knew um, the season didn't end the way we want to. We still did some things really well. We managed to make it to that game, and now to have opportunity to go back there um, in their environment with fans. We know it's going to be just as tough of a battle for us. So we putting the final touches on things, preparing and expecting nothing less than a good game.
How much did that drive kind of, I mean, I'm sorry, how much did that loss, January 17th, drive you this offseason? Is that something you think you and your teammates used?
Yeah, I mean, if we want to get where we want to get, as we've seen for the last couple of years, throughout the AFC, like that's one of the teams that you have to face, that you're gonna have to beat, and play with. So, you definitely train and prepare with a lot of those things in mind. But ultimately, too, like we believe that a lot of it that happened in that game or last season period was self-inflicting. We've done things to not really help us win games. So, we're trying to get those things corrected throughout this off season, throughout training camp, and here finishing out the week before we head up.
So have you heard Kevin Stefanski kind of like try to strike the balance between wanting you guys to be motivated in the offseason, but also turning the page? And have you gotten that message from him?
Yeah, I mean, again, that's like what I've been saying. Like, we understand, who they are and things like that, but we also understand the importance of us, and the things that we didn't do really well in that game and in that season, pretty much, So, a lot of that stuff has been corrected, and a lot of those things, again, getting the final touches put on for the upcoming year.
Jarvis, is there a danger in putting too much, I don't know, pressure on the opener,
Um,
especially given it's the Chiefs?
what you mean, like what?
I don't know that if it doesn't go well, you know,
Yeah, I mean, look, it's a long year. Bullets haven't stopped flying yet, and I think just for us, we have a one game mentality, and that's the way that we're approaching it. So this game, it's the biggest, because it's the next one. So
Kind of speaking of Jarvis, it is a big game because it's two really good teams, right? You guys expect to be a good team this year. You know Kansas City is. Is there an extra level of excitement just knowing that it's going to be a really competitive, good football game?
yeah, it's definitely exciting. I think for us too, it's just exciting to get back to the game. The way that we know it with fans, um, with this team. So it's really going to be exciting. We're looking forward to it.
Dwayne Matthew, what does he bring to the Chiefs? And what if he's not able to play?
He's really their spark plug. He's the guy that's, making the plays. He's the guy that they do a lot of things around defensively, to use his gifts and his ability, whether he's being a free player and just kind of making plays or getting guys lined up. So, he's definitely one of the leaders in their secondary, and so we'll see whether he's playing or not. We definitely come in with our best.
Hey, how's your friend number 13 doing?
He's great. He's great. He's getting better each and every day. So.
Do you expect him to be back as quickly as he's come back?
I mean, listen, he's going at his pace. We all here supporting him. We all here just can't wait to see the things that he's been working on can continue to come to life. And he's been a guy that's been struck with a lot of hardships from the injuries perspective. And we just want everybody, I think, not just the Browns, but everybody just want to see him make do for all the things that we know he can do.
Do you expect
Well,
that to start happening in Kansas City?
we'll see. We'll see.
Jarvis, during camp, you talked about your own journey to getting back to feeling like and being the player that you were from a health standpoint. Just now that the season's upon us, how are you feeling about where you're at?
Same thing, man. I'm getting better each and every day. I'm staying on my routine, sticking to my routine, and trusting the process. So I'm definitely in a good place, but there's still room for me to get better.
Jarvis, in year two in this offense, how
how important is it that you guys can kind of add some new wrinkles and maybe do some new things kind of within this system now that you know it and kind of understand what Kevin wants to do?
Yeah, I mean, we have our offense, and we game plan some stuff, and I think the biggest thing is just minimizing mistakes, minimizing pre and post snap penalties, being able to score in the red zone, being able to win our one-on-one matchups, being able to beat zone, all of the things that you think an offense will be required to do, and if we do those things inside of this offense, we can be very successful.
Jarvis, earlier in the week, Greg Newsome said that he expects Mahomes to throw at him because he's a rookie. Any advice you gave him, and even as a wide receiver, is there a big advantage going up against the rookie corner in his first game?
Listen, this is the NFL. I guess there's some merit to that. But then at the same time, I watch this kid prepare. He's gonna be prepared. And that's just one of the things that comes with it. He earns his rep in the league, and why not Kansas City be a first game to do it with.
Jarvis, when you guys have gone ones versus ones out here, this kind of rebuilt defense, what has stood out to you about the way the new Browns defense played, maybe against different than from last year?
Man, just everything. I mean, the pass rush is obviously one of the things that we've noticed. Obviously, adding Jadeveon, obviously Miles, A-Walk, just his responsibilities, how he's getting guys lined up and moved around. Just seem a lot more smarter, disciplined, and those guys coming off the ball for sure.
The Chiefs score a lot of points, obviously. Do you think their defense is overshadowed by their offense? And what do you think of their defense?
I think they're a really great team. I think they play well together. I think they have a lot of chemistry on both sides of the ball. And that's the challenge. They've been playing together for a while, so that's part of the reason what makes them really special, I think.
You spent so much time with Baker on and off the field. How have you seen him grow in the last year?
He's continued to evolve as a leader, as a player. Continue to try to make sure that we have all of the details down. Make sure he does. Make sure guys are holding him accountable. That's one thing that I respect the most. Out of anybody, he'll be the first to say my bad or bad pass or whatever it was, and that's what you want from guys that's leading your football team.
Something more? So Jarvis, how important do you think like the collective mindset of a team is, and what kind of impact does Kevin Stefanski have along those lines?
Yeah, I mean, that is your team. The collective mindset. That's your culture. So having guys that think alike, that treat the game, and play the game at the highest standard. That is your team. That is your culture. And again, Coach Stefanski, since day one, since he's walked in, his thing has always been about work ethic, about being smart, about being tough, accountable, resilient, and about being a team. And those are things that as I'm spitting it back out to you, obviously it's been drilled in our heads. So
everybody says one game at a time. I mean, it's cliche, but did you see a real focus last year that kind of came from him? Do you think that spread to the guys?
Yeah, I mean, I think that going into year 8, that's probably the most realistic approach. You can't look ahead. I know a lot of teams treat it in quarters, and they look at 4 games and 4 games here and there. But I think the realistic approach is, we play the Kansas City Chiefs this week. That's all we can focus on. That's all we can worry about. That's all we can control. Is those things in that week leading into that game. So I think that's probably one of the most realistic approaches to have.
You spoke earlier in camp about what a challenge last year was for you, difficult individual year. And then a moment ago you said you're in a good place right now. So this, I think, your 7th year or 8th year.
8.
Do you look upon this as going to be your best year?
Yeah, I surely hope so. I surely hope so, man. But I think more importantly, man, I'm really just happy and excited to be in a great place right now, and to be able to have an opportunity to play football again. The way that I know it's been played with fans, and with these guys and with this team, with this group.
What was the best thing you got out of Yellowstone?
The best thing, Probably just spending time and enjoying time is very peaceful, you know. So you definitely had a lot of time to just reflect and spend time with my family, my kids, and I really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed that.